everybody, and welcome to an impromptu episode of the Miles Miller Show. Today, we have a very special guest. We like to have a diversity of guests on this show. So today, please welcome my dog. Where's the dog? Dog. Doggy, come on up. Okay, so let me get this right. You're a dog? You're one of those dogs? So today, what's that? You have a note for me. Is this the note? This is the note? I'll show it to the camera first. This is from my dog. I haven't read it yet. What does it say? Let me know in the comments what it says. This is from my dog. Please. This is too much. You're being inappropriate. So I'm gonna ask you, what's that? What's that now? What do you say? I'm in the Epstein files. Okay, so apparently, this is Smokey. This is my dog. My dog brought me a very interesting document. He brought me a document that says that I'm in the Epstein files, and you know Jeffrey Epstein files. Most of this is redacted except for a couple things. The name Miles Miller. That's the name of the show. That's me. That's my name. And Curious George. Curious George is also featured in this redacted. Why would they redact everything except for our names? But here's the thing. I don't have a good excuse for why I'm in these files. I have a good excuse for George. You know, he's just a curious guy. He's Curious George. If he was like, you know, totally set in his ways, totally knowing, knows everything, George. If he was a 100% certain George, then he would be kind of like your prime candidate for jail. But no, he was just curious. He's just a curious guy. You know, sometimes he works at sometimes he goes by the lake, plays with like a little boat and stuff. Sometimes he's in a chocolate shop. What do you think? So what we're really gonna do is we're gonna do some jokes because Smokey, he's a dog, but he's a comedian. He's a stand-up comedian, and he's new on the scene. They call him Smoke Dog, the comedian, and he has some jokes. So read one of your jokes. No, like out loud. Okay. Well, Smokey's a bit, he's a tough cookie to crack. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read his joke, and I don't know about these jokes, Smokey. These jokes are very risque, you know. Okay, here's one. Here's a good one. You're married. You're a married fella, aren't you? You're married. You have a wife with old ball and chain, you call her. And so you said, I hear COVID's making a comeback. I got a letter in the mail saying there's a new vaccine, and I threw it away before my wife could see it. That's just hilarious, Smokey. Playing with the old wife jokes. That's just that you get a treat for that one. That one's good. That one's good. I like that joke. Good joke. Good joke. Here, this one's more of a comment, really. Smokey says, I just saw some guy grab his girlfriend's stomach and wiggle it around. That's kind of anecdotal. That's more just like that's a story, really. That's not really a joke. I'm not sure if you understood. This, you see, I don't know if when I told you to bring jokes, I didn't think you would bring just like some statements. That's the problem with this dog, is not that he doesn't understand, is that he doesn't listen, you know. That's the big problem with this dog. He's one of those dogs that doesn't listen. So here's the last joke. This guy at the gym just stole my weights, took off his shirt, and started fingering his belly button while doing curls. Well, now what the heck? That's out of nowhere. That's insane. That's an insane story. That's a good story. Now, Smokey, we've learned, is kind of an anecdotal comedian. He likes to tell stories. These stand-ups these days, they tell stories about their lives. And we'll end on this one. This one's kind of a theme to Smokey's life. He says, "I've been told I'm not afraid to go there, but I'm very afraid to go there." Ha ha ha! Smokey, you are a great guest. A little too talkative, if I do say so myself. Save some for the host. And thank you for bringing these jokes and this important document to me. You're a very good guest. Do you have anything else to say? Wow, just an amazing guy, great guy. Thank you for episode of Dawg Show. Thank you.